Hello, greetings from this channel, Skater Novice 91, also known as Ben a Female. Recently, I've been scrolling through a lot of videos labeled as Red Pill Debunked or different perspectives. I don't know exactly what Black Pill or Purple Pill or any of those are exactly, but there's always different perspectives on a certain framework of what we measure hypergamy and hypogamy on, which absolutely is a fallacy. Sometimes it's sort of a half truth, which other countries focus on, but not really everyone does, and it's not considered from an evolutionary path altogether. But it's more like a cultural thing that we tuned into and got used to. Now, a lot of these videos on Red Pill Debunked somehow reflects even more truth out of what I've seen in the Red Pill community, but what I've seen in other situations regarding how many people are on social media dating like apps such as Tinder, Badoo, and Haley and all this stuff. It has mostly at least 70% men, 30% females, and you can never really go out and see the reality of a nature of a human being through the interwebs or the internet, because absolutely it does not show the true nature of who we are. But we get these statistics sometimes, red pill people or something, or people like Andrew Tate or Coach Red Pill or Joker and all this stuff tend to get statistics that there probably is no exact proof if they're real or not, but a lot of these channels talk about how, for example, how more men are single nowadays, or re- divorce is on par on these days and such. But you have to really just not accept any type of like studies or resources you get, statistics you get from the internet, because not all of it is considered to be wholly true, or any how you measure your truth based on different theories or statistics and such. Because what do you really measure your truth on is doesn't come from a source, doesn't come from a religious ideology, because a lot of our morals that we got in our American culture in other places around maybe Mexico, maybe um, different areas, focus hardly on Christian values, and that's a fallacy at most, because Christianity doesn't give almost any type of moral cue or moral code, and we just think it does, because we think if we don't believe in an entity or creator, that we're inherently immoral, and that entity or creator or deity actually has the moral justification and justice, which I completely disagree with. But anyways, going into more topics, what I'm trying to get at is that obviously on the feminist route, in the red pill route, there is some inconsistencies in sort of like a feedback loop of aggression and sort of like a double standards on each side. But I feel like either side of the, the perception is more culturally appropriation of ideas that make people more feminist, more towards the feminist side or more towards the red pill side, or even their own perspective that you're in ground with your own will to live in the way you want to live, but you find out that you don't really know what you truly believe because you haven't studied deep into psychology for men, female, non-binary, other stuff. So what I'm trying to get at is that this ideas of hypergamy and hypogamy are not necessarily completely true. They're just like ideas. So the same thing with political spheres of influence. Democratic and Republican are not wholly true. They're not full truth. They're it's more what's controlling more of these situated things are like tanks full of thought that people aggregate towards and try to fulfill their own representation of how they feel this world is conveyed in. And that's not necessarily good or bad, but it's very rude, very disrespectful, and it just makes a lot of sense. It makes a ton of sense. So, I wanted to mention something that's really piqued my mind. I was watching this video of a girl. Let's see, her YouTube channel is her YouTube channel is Cat with a U with two dots on top. And what on her video Jordan Peterson, when she was showing some video footage of Jordan Peterson talking about hypergamy and hypogamy, it's like he mentioned that on the graph of what men and women are after, women date across and then up, and then men date across and down. I never heard the idea of there being an across, so I would like to understand more about how that works, dating across. That basically changes the whole perception of hypergamy and hypogamy, which shouldn't be taken so seriously. If you really want a life where you don't have to worry about trying always to be the alpha man or trying to not be the beta male, but it's not about finding really your source of like meaning or constructiveness in your life, of which you find a purpose and stuff. You don't fucking need a purpose. You just live life and learn slowly, so you'll be able to handle what's going to come through. If you're impatient and you go too quickly, you run into walls, which will lead to more problems. Because we're all in this high form of capitalism. We're really after a lot of new stuff, and it's not that exactly that we need humbleness now, but in that situation, we definitely need a way to sort of be kind of not after the next thing, not after the next new thing or the next best thing, because our dopamine receptors and serotonin and melatonin are going to be very low, and we're going to be after more of this drug, this dopamine release. And then I think to myself, it's because we're meanderly focusing on a bit at a time. And me, with my neurodivergent mind, with some understanding about how neurotypicals work, or how they are in nature, I basically realized that